Hello everyone, CatWeazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition and the scenario Rising Tide, and we're just about to start episode 10. Dun, dun, dun. I'm not aware of any problems from last turn, so I'm just going to barrel on anyway. Right, okay, so let's get straight into the investigator phase. And here we are at the investigator phase, so let's hand out some of our action tokens. So there we go. Who is going to go first? Well, I think we will have Harvey go first. So Harvey's going to go first. We'll take away one of his action tokens and he's going to move. He's going to go 1, 2. And he's going to use his second action token to actually search here. A safe is set on one of the shelves, and we're going to search. You try the door of the safe, but it is being locked by combination. Oh no, I'm rubbish at these. If you could figure out the code, you could get inside. Tap to attempt the puzzle using observation. Well, his observation's good, and remember, we've got the magnifying glass. Right. So, here we go. So the combination appears to be numbers. Right, how are we going to do it? Let's just guess to start with. So 1, 2, 3, and guess. Now we've got one correct symbol, so one of those numbers is correct. I'm now going to guess 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, and guess. Right, we've got one in the right spot and we've got one correct number. So 3 looks to be the only one where we got 2 clue symbols. So 3 must be one of the numbers. That tells me 1 and 2 aren't in there at all. So let's try 3, 5, 4. 3, 5, 4. Right. So, let's do 5, 4, 3 with our fourth guess. Right, we've got 2 right. So, let's have a gander here while I have a think. You may find I cut away because because there's nothing worse than watching me think for about 20 minutes. So, if I do that, that's what's happened. So 4 appears to be the correct number because 4 and 4 here were the same. It can't be 3, 4, 5. It can't be 5, 4, 3. So we need another number from somewhere. I'm assuming that you can't have 2 of a number. You can obviously have 2 of a number. So let's try 5, 4, 4. Oh no, 3's got to be one of the numbers. So 4, 4, 3, let's try. 4, 4, 3. This is our last try, our 5th try. Right, we're going to have to leave that. So, close, but we've had a good look at it. Unlucky Harvey, you seem to be getting there. Right, after Harvey, we have, yes, it's Joe Diamond. So for his first action, he is going to search. But he is going to search here. The desk has several unlocked drawers. Let's search. You search the drawers, hoping to find something of use. Gain the crowbar common item. Who keeps a crowbar in the desk? Then discard this search item. So we'll get rid of the search item. And I'll look for the crowbar. There it is. Let's have a look at it. So this is the crowbar. It's a weapon as well. Oh, and it does 2 damage. Heavy weapon, a hefty tool for getting the job done right. Indeed. So we will give that to Joe. And press continue. And that is it. And he's still got 1 action left. He's going to take this action. He's going to move into here. And then he's going to move to here. Now, he's in alley 1, so I think we can have a look at this. The alley slopes downward, but more trash and discarded boxes crowd the way. An investigator in the alley 1 tile may reveal the adjacent area. Let's just do that. The alley is littered with boxes, barrels and trash. Yeah, she told us that. Place the alley 2 tile as indicated. A dog digs through the trash from an overturned trash can. Place a person as indicated. Right, I'll just do those 2. Won't be a moment. Okay, there we go. Let's carry on. Continue. Doors lead into the few stable-looking buildings along the alley. Place explore tokens as indicated. Let's grab a couple of those. There's one there. There's one there. Continue. And that's it. Okay, so we have done that. That looks like a sort of dead end. But yes, we've had a good look around there. We haven't found too much. We found the crowbar and unfortunately we weren't able to get in the safe. But hopefully we'll be able to open that next turn. But that's next turn. For now, we have the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's move it on. And the investigator phase. Mythos phase. Let's see how it's going to kick us in the ghoulies. Harvey Walters is once again getting it in the neck. Harvey Walters suddenly drops to his knees, clutching at his gut. His skin bulges and distends as something moves beneath it, twisting within his innards. Harvey Walters suffers 1 face down damage and 1 horror. Well, you know, that's really nice. He doesn't even get a save. It seems like they're desperate just to kill Harvey off. So he gets a face down damage. And then the horror will be face up. So face down damage. Just get the sanity deck. And this will be face up. Sudden shock. You fling up your hands to defend yourself, sending a few of your possessions flying. Resolve immediately. Drop 2 random items, then flip this card face down. So he's now got 4 face down horror. He's got to drop 2 random items. So we don't even get to pick. And, oh, we've got to do mesmerised as well. I nearly forgot. We'll do that in a second. Here are all his items. Now, because they've got different backs, I'm going to have to do this blind and hope I don't drop them. So here we go. And I'm going to cut them and then I'm going to pick the one on the bottom. So there we go. And we lose the one on the bottom, which is incriminating evidence. For 1. We've got to drop 2, haven't we? Hang on, let me just check that again. Just got to check that card again. Won't be a second. Yes, 2 random items. So the second one off the bottom is Flesh Ward. So we've dropped those 2. We've kept the magnifying glass, the silver key, and Feed the Mind. Okay. Oh, damn it. You notice the people of Innsmouth are watching you with suspicion and thinly veiled hostility. We've read this before. Their attention only increases as the hazy sun sets. You do not have much time left before night falls, and you fear what the denizens of Innsmouth will do under the cover of darkness. No immediate effect. No, because you've already punched us in the gut. Okay, so that's the end of that phase. But we've got to do mesmerised. Sorry about that. I should have done it at the end of Harvey's turn, but I'll do it now. At the end of your turn, an alien takes control. Flip this card. Knowledge has roots in dark and dangerous places. You must consider which risks are worth taking. Suffer one face-down horror unless you drop a spell. Then discard this card. Right, we'll drop Feed the Mind as well. Why not? So, there we go. And we discard Mesmerised. It just says drop it. It doesn't say discard it. And we're going to have to pick that stuff up again anyway. Right, so that is it for the Mythos phase. We've moved on to the Investigator phase, and I'll set that up shortly. And here we are back at the Investigator phase. So let's hand out the tokens as normal. And who is going to go first? Well, I think Harvey is going to go first. And the first thing he's going to do with his first action is we're going to have another bash. Going to have another bash at this safe on the wall. So let's just press that. The safe's code, blah, blah, blah. Attempt. Now, I think we've nearly got this. So, rather than 443, I'm thinking, perhaps, let's try 344. We didn't drop the magnifying glass. Oh, this is annoying. Right, I'm going to have to switch this off and have a real think. Won't be a second. Okay, I'm back. Think I've got it a bit closer. I think 3. I was thinking that 3 was the number that we carried forward, but I don't think it is. So I'm thinking 5, 4, and then we change the 3. So 5, 4, and it's either a 2 or a 1. So we'll start with the 2. So it must be 5, 4, 1. 5, 4, 1. And we've got plenty. We've only done... This will be our third guess, so we've still got plenty. Yes! God, I hate them puzzles. Awesome. Inside, you find a strange sea-themed amulet. There are initials carved into the back of it. MM. Those were the same initials on the painting in the Gilman Hotel, if you recall. So it's something Marsh. I'm thinking, do we have... Has anybody got... Zadok begins with a Z. Blake is Alexander. Sylvia. Joyce. Yes. So Foster's a Bobby. So I can't think of anybody who has a first name beginning with M, unfortunately. A receipt of purchase demonstrates that it is due to be delivered to Bobby Foster at the Gilman house. So, Bobby, what are you up to, son? Gain 1 clue. There we go. And we'll give that to Harv. And the cult sigil unique item. Let me dig that out. On that, let's have a look at it. So, what are you up to, Bobby? And you've been chatting to Missy Sylvia Marsh. Cult sigil, evidence key. This token serves as proof of membership for a cult. So, Mr. Foster, you have become one of our main suspects. You and Marsh. Guilty! So we'll give this to Harvey as well. Let's carry on reading. Then discard this search token. The investigator holding the cult sigil can review this evidence by interacting with it in the app. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Let's just see if interacting with it will cost an action. I don't think it does. No. You found an ornate sea-themed amulet in the Curiosity Shop safe. The back is engraved with MM. It was built at Bobby Foster at the Gilman house. Is there anything else? No. But, cool. That's groovy. What we're going to do for our second action is we're going to pick up all that stuff. It seems you know, with just one minor complaint I've got about this game, and it's not very creative. Everything seems to revolve around, oh, you drop something, or oh, that light source, you drop it and it sets something on fire. What I would say to Fantasy Flight Games and the people who are designing this game is perhaps get a little bit more creative. It gets a little... I'm only on my second... I've played, what, 2.5 games? And it's getting a little repetitive. You need to change it up. But, anyway, enough for that. But only a small gripe. Only a small gripe. But, yes, I think they need to wake up a bit and start using a bit more imagination. Right, so that is it for Harvey, which means our next investigator is Joe Diamond. And here's Joe down here. So he's going to use an action. He's going to have to start get looking as well, basically. So he's going to have a look at this search token here. There appears to still be something at the bottom of one of the barrels. Well, let's search. You reach into a barrel, oh dear, and find something useful. Gain the axe common item, then discard this search token. Well, he's finding a lot of stuff, but we really need to find clues and stuff. So we found the axe. He's certainly tooled up to the max. So, heavy weapon, you may suffer 2 face down horror to convert all of the clue symbols to elder sign symbols when attacking with this card. I suppose that's you going completely hat stand and turning into a maniac, I suppose. Right, we'll put that up here. He's certainly got plenty of weapons. So let's continue. Right, he's done that. So for his final action, he's going to explore. Let's move all these dice out of the way. And let's look in here. The door has a sign affixed to it. Victor Blake reads the top line, and under, in smaller letters, Detective. Oh, we may as well. Let's go in. Let's see him. Mr. Happy. The detective's office contains almost nothing besides a desk and a few filing cabinets. Discard this explore token and place a study tile as indicated. Right, I'll just do that. Won't be a second. Okay, there we are. So let's continue. Detective Blake stands by an unlit fireplace, a file in his hand. Place Detective Blake as indicated. Perhaps he's okay. Perhaps he's just a misery. So we'll put him there. Continue. Beyond him, a door leads deeper into the building. Place an explore token as indicated. Okay. So there we go. Pop that behind him. Let's continue. A single shelf holds several books. Place a search token as indicated. There we are. Ooh, something else. Something has been framed prominently on the detective's wall. Place a search token as indicated. So, put that there as well. Continue. You may move 1 space into the explored area, and we'll do just that. So, here we go. We are in there. So, we've moved on a bit this turn. I'm still concerned about the amount of damage, both sanity and stamina, to Harvey, but we're just going to have to crack on, I think. Right, so we've got Joe in the study with Detective Blake, and Harvey is still in the office of the Curiosity Shop. Right, that is the end of the investigator phase. Let's move on to the mythos phase. And here we are at the mythos phase, so let's finish the investigator phase. Confirm. Someone did not put the manhole cover back. These glitches are getting on my nerves. What manhole cover? We haven't moved a manhole cover. Oh dear. This mythos event affects the investigator in an alley or street with the lowest observation. Well, none of us are in a street, so no effect. Right, that is the end of the mythos phase, but I am not happy about the glitches. I think these are becoming a bit of a pest now. It was alright for a few turns, and then it started again last turn with the fire that wasn't, and now we're being told to replace a manhole cover, and we haven't messed around with a manhole cover whatsoever. So this is a bit worrying. I'm not going to restart the game again, we're just going to have to carry on. If it flubs up and we have to abandon the game, then I will be sure to have a good old rant about it, because frankly this is getting to the stage where it is not good enough. But we'll see, we may be able to get away with it and get to the end of the game. Okay, so next up is our last turn for this episode, and it will be the investigator phase. And here we are at the investigator phase. So who is going to go first? Well, Joe is going to go first, and for his first action, you've got it, he's going to start searching. Detective Blake probably won't like it, but that's Tufty. Let's start by having a look at his portrait picture, or whatever it is he's got stuck up on the wall. Something is framed prominently on the detective's otherwise barren wall. Search. A crayon drawing of some sort of four-legged animal has been hung with care. Thank you, Detective Blake, is scrawled on the paper. Leave that alone, Detective Blake says. Actually, Detective Blake might be an alright guy. So, what are we going to do? We have three options. We say, what is this from? So you do have a heart detective. We might not do that one. That'll freak him out, I think. Or did you draw this yourself? I'm dying to put, did you draw this yourself? But I actually want to complete the game. So we're actually going to go is, what is this from? Detective Blake is silent for a moment, taken off guard by your interest. Helped a kid find her pet. Fortunately, I do not need to spend every day keeping strangers out of trouble. Despite the detective's words, you are relieved to find that even the detective is not being completely unpleasant. Discard one horror and gain one clue. Right, it just says one horror. And the only horror we've got is a face-up horror, which is nyctophobia. Whew, am I glad to get rid of that? So he's got rid of a horror. And we gain a clue. So we're up to 3 clues. Then we discard this search token. Okay, so we continue. That's probably it. It is. And now we're going to search the other token with our last action. This will probably freak him out as well, but if we stay nice. A single shelf holds several books. You glance over the books while Detective Blake watches you from the corner of his eye. Each appears to be a volume on modern law, and they all have clearly been read often. Gain one clue, then discard this search token. So we've got another clue. Detective Blake has just done himself a lot of good. Because I think he's now alright. So those were our 2 actions. And I think what we'll do is we'll go and have a chat with Detective Blake. So, as far as suspects are going, Bobby Foster's up at the top of the list now with the Marsh woman. Sylvia Marsh, Bobby Foster. The evidence is mounting up against them. Okay, so that is it for Joe. Next up is Harvey. So let's whiz across here. What's Harvey going to do? Well, he may as well move off somewhere. Does he want to have a chat with this dog? Or do we want to see what is down here? I mean, he could go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and have a look down here. And see what's off in this direction. Is that worth doing? Or he goes 1, 2, 1, 2, right down the alley there. Or, is there anything else he can do? He has got flesh ward. He could get rid. Yes, that's what he's going to do. He's going to do flesh ward. Let's get rid of this horror he's got. Not horror, this damage he's got. So you or another investigator within range can discard 1 damage, so we'll do that. That's been discarded. Let's flip the card over. Probably have to do a test. You feel an unsettling presence pass into your body. Again, we might have got the same one. So it's a law, and we've got to get 2 successes. But his law is 4, and he's got 2 clues. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! You seen that? I didn't get a single one. Didn't get a single clue token. So it does happen even to me. So let's have a look. If you fail, your flesh ripples and twitches of its own accord. The affected investigator suffers 1 face down horror. Then we discard this card and get her another one. So we get a face down horror. So he's now got 5 face down horror. We need to start getting rid of horror. Fortunately, he's got 9 sanity, so he's still got 4 left. But the real bad thing will be, you know, when we start getting instructions to turn these face up, then we'll be in real trouble. Right, he needs another flesh ward spell. Go, cut it, and we'll pick the one off the bottom. Okay. So, what an awful roll that was. 4 blanks. Ugh. So, he got rid of his stamina damage and replaced it with a sanity damage. Not ideal. Right, he's got 1 left. He's going to move, and he's going to go 1, 2 out into the alleyway here. What we'll try and do is, I think we'll try and head up here. Open these 2 doors if we can. We might not get down here to see what's over this direction. Yeah, it's getting pretty difficult with 2 investigators to cover all the ground, I think. Which is, you'd think they'd take it into account, really. Perhaps they have, perhaps we've just searched too many things. But, yes, it looks like we're not going to get everywhere. Okay, so that is it for the investigator phase. That can mean only one thing. Oh yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So go. End the investigator phase, mythos phase, and how are we going to kick Harvey in the nuts again? Oh no, it's Joe Diamond this time. Joe Diamond trips and falls into a shallow ditch filled with writhing worms. The ravenous grubs invade his nose, eyes and mouth. Joe Diamond suffers 2 damage and 2 face down horror, of which agility negates. You know, so he falls into a ditch in an office. I don't think so. That's not very well thought out either. So anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 agility and he does have 4 clues. And we'll have to roll better than we just did. That's better. We got 3. We're going to change that. We're going to change that to a success. So that'll give us 4. That is a lot better roll. Unfortunately, it looks like Harvey is having all the problems and Joe isn't. So with that 4, he negates 2 damage and he negates 2 face down horror as well, so that's brilliant. So he doesn't get anything. And we're back to the investigator phase. And that is it for episode 10. How did it go? Well, the glitches are a problem and they're beginning to annoy me. Probably wouldn't annoy me as much if I was just playing the game on my own and wasn't videoing it. Because I'm videoing it, it's really peeving me off. generally, if I was playing solo on my own, as I say, and not videoing it, I'd probably like go, okay, fair enough, you're going to get the odd glitch, but it's really getting on my nerves now. What else? Poor old Harvey. I cannot help but get the feeling that the app is picking on him. He's now got 5 face down horror. We've got no way to get rid of this horror. The only person who seems to be catching any breaks is Joe Diamond. And other than that, it's bad news. Oh, mind you, what I've just thought of is that dog in the streets. If Harvey was to go up and talk to the dog, perhaps, you know, if he was to stroke it or something like that, then perhaps he might get some sanity back. I know I'm clutching at straws there, it'll probably bite his hand. But, yeah, we've got to find some way to reduce his horror. It's bad. And it's not helping when I do not succeed at the Flesh Ward spell and merely swap stamina damage for sanity damage. So he's in a bit of a bad way. Fortunately, he does have a lot of sanity, so he's still got 4 left before he goes bonkers. What happens in this game, if you go bonkers or you get damaged for the first time, get knocked out for the first time, then you sort of reset, so you do get 2 goes. But yes, I'd like to get rid of this horror before it starts getting turned face up. Other than that, I think we have cracked on. Detective Blake is looking like he's in the clear now, to be honest. He's just a miserable pig, and I think he might be able to help us a bit with any luck. So we'll have a chat with him next turn. Things are looking exceedingly grim for Bobby Foster, who I don't trust. And Sylvia Marsh, well, we knew she was guilty from the beginning, so perhaps we're getting there. But yes, we've got real problems. Main problem is Harvey's horror, because he's at 5 face down horror, and if it runs like it's been running in the previous days that we've done this, we're going to get 3 face down horror at the end of, you know, this downtown bit. So that'll take him up to 8, and he won't get a roll for that either. So he could end up going insane merely through, you know, it just being the end of the day, which isn't great, and I don't think it's brilliant code writing either, to be honest. But there you go, it is what it is. Right, so that is it for episode 10. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the likes. Even thank you for the dislikes. At least you watched. And and thank you for all the help and support. If I've made any errors, please let me know. I know I am whizzing through these episodes a bit quick, so we may have had to leave some by the wayside. But if I do get to see any errors, I will try and fix them before I do the next episode. Thanks to everybody who's been to Board Game Links to upvote the site, and thank you to everybody who's been across to BGG to have a look at the videos there, to upvote them and to comment on the threads. Thank you so much. So that is it for episode 9. Episode 10 even. I do hope you join me for episode 11, but until then, this is me, CatWeazle, signing off. Toodaloo.